Hey yo, what is going on, guys? This is your boy EmeryReigns here, and I'm bringing you guys some Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown news. I don't know how you couldn't know this if you guys are in the fighting game community and pretty much in the gaming community at this point. This game is actually blown up pretty well, all things considered, especially because of the fact that it is not only a fighting game, but a 3D fighting game. And I'm seeing this shit being shared on pretty much every single gaming news outlet. So just to give you guys a bit of background on Virtua Fighter, essentially Virtua Fighter had its last release in the US with Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, I believe, and I believe that came out back in 2011 or 2012, somewhere around that time. I could be wrong, but I definitely do believe it was around those 2 years. So it's been quite a while since we've had a new Virtua Fighter game in the series available to play in the US. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, it seemed like there was never going to be another Virtua Fighter game again, they did go ahead and announce Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown for the PS4. As you guys can imagine, I am a Virtua Fighter fan myself, and I definitely want to go ahead and check out this new Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown official announcement trailer right here on my YouTube channel. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and watch it through once. We're going to go ahead and talk about it a little bit, watch it in slow-mo, kind of break some stuff down. I'm not an expert on Virtua Fighter by any means at all. I actually have very little knowledge of this game compared to the other 3D fighting games out there. But I'm always open to learn new stuff, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing this game. And I also have some more news following this video that we're going to go over as well. Not only is there a trailer that they released for the game, but there's also other news that I want to share with you guys after we break this shit down. Alright, let's get it. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, Virtua Fighter has just this very distinct look, man. Distinct sounds. The trailblazing 3D fighter returns. My boy Brad Burns, Akira. Already it looks way different. Graphic wise, gameplay wise, it looks like it's running a lot smoother, even though it's not at 60 frames. I've been hearing a lot of complaints about Akira's the kind of style that they went with Akira's looks in this game. Apparently a lot of people are not a fan of it. That's my main right there, Kage. I'm sure you guys could have guessed that. It would have been awesome if this trailer was in 60 frames per second. They really should have upped the frame rate for this trailer. Oh my god, he kicked the shit out of him. That was my brother. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm excited, man. I'm definitely excited for this shit. Alright, available 6/1 of 2021. So we got the Sega logo, PS4 logo. So there is a couple of things I want to talk about. Before we talk about the things that I want to talk about, let's go ahead and break this trailer down just a little bit. There's a couple more things that I wanted to go over. This is really cool how they did that. Obviously, Sega's a very, very old school company in the gaming world, and obviously they're gonna go ahead and bring up the old throwback TVs with the classic Virtua Fighter 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I think I saw in there as well. Like, Virtua Fighter just has this very distinct look about it. Like, when you see it and you hear it, you know it's Virtua Fighter. 100%, you can't deny it. I'm gonna go ahead and mute it so you guys don't hear all the letter. Alright, so I haven't played a bunch of Virtua Fighter, but from what I'm understanding, people are saying that a lot of these character models look like they came straight out of the Yakuza world, which, as you guys know, Sega also is responsible for the creation of Yakuza as well. I'm not really a big Yakuza guy, so I can't really say, oh my god, that looks like some Yakuza shit, you know what I mean? I'm not a big Yakuza fan, I've never really played the game, but if you guys are saying that, then I'm gonna have to be obliged to believe you, but I definitely don't think the character models look bad at all. And again, we're talking about, at this point, you can kind of call this like more of a remaster than anything, because this is obviously not the same Virtua Fighter that we've come to know and love, that we've seen Virtua Fighter 5. This is not obviously the same game, right? Especially because we're talking about a game that originally came out in like the mid 2000s. Okay, then we're talking about another version of the game that came out as an arcade edition game for the Xbox 360, and I believe it was on PS3 as well, and that came out in 2011, 2012, so this is 2021 at this point. I gotta say, I'm not extremely impressed with the graphics that I'm seeing. Maybe it'll look better in a higher resolution and a higher frame rate, but it definitely doesn't look bad, so that's definitely a good start. We got the classic. We got some of the classic animations that we're used to seeing. One thing that I definitely do want to just point out that I've noticed here right off the bat, You can clearly see that there's really well texturing on that mat that they're fighting on there, which is, again, it seems like something really small, but there's nothing worse than having bad textures, especially in a fighting game where details really matter. Another thing I'm going to do and talk about too as well is the HUD. You can see the user interface. A lot of people are complaining about that user interface. I got to be honest with you. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm not really super happy with the user interface. It's not disgustingly ugly, but I definitely think they could have did a better job with making it look a little more presentable. But I mean, it does say that the images seen in this video are all under development, so we might not even get this when the game comes out. So we got Jackie, and as you guys know, a couple of the characters in this game, obviously there was a crossover between DOA and Virtua Fighter back in DOA 5 in 2012. You know, I'm a DOA guy, so you guys know that obviously as a DOA player, one of the biggest things that DOA has always had going for it was its art style and the beautiful design of the character models and things like that, the stage of the environment, the graphics. I really loved Team Ninja's take on the Virtua Fighter characters that they put in DOA. Obviously, I'm going to be a lot harsher on the actual Virtua Fighter versions of the characters because I would hate for the characters to have looked better in DOA, a game where those characters were featured and are not necessarily originated from. So I'm definitely curious to see how Jackie looks up close, Akira, Pi, Sarah. Jackie definitely doesn't look bad. I love the way the stage looks. One thing that I did notice too, though, it seems like they kind of nerfed. It seemed like they kind of nerfed the stages a little bit. Like just looking at this one right here, from Virtua Fighter 5, I believe the ground is actually shiny in that version, in the last version of the game. I could be wrong, because again, I didn't play a whole bunch of Virtua Fighter 5. I did play a decent amount, but I hate when developers make a game look not as good as the previous iteration, but they focus on other stuff. Like, obviously, they focus a lot on the character models, but what about the environment as well? That's obviously very important. And again, I do want to talk briefly about Akira. Again, Akira being one of the faces of the franchise, as well as one of the faces of the franchise that was transported over into Dead or Alive 5. A lot of people are complaining about the way Akira looks, and it's mostly his nose. And like, I know it seems kind of small, like, oh my god, why are you looking at his nose and things like that, but I can get people's frustration. We're talking about a game that is really, really, fighting games, especially 3D fighting games, the character model is supposed to be beautiful and it's supposed to look good. Aesthetically, I can definitely see why they don't like the nose, but it's just a fucking nose. You know what I mean? Leave the fucking guy's nose alone. We don't want them to delay the game because they got to fix Akira's nose. Got my boy Lion there, Sarah. That's another thing. That's actually a intro cutscene right there directly from Virtua Fighter that was put in DOA 5. Something is definitely up with the way Sarah looks. I don't know what it is. I'm not really a huge fan of how she looks, to be honest with you. Again, this is coming from DOA 5, but I'm not a fan of how she looks. That's that 3K from DOA. I don't know what the animation is in this game. So I don't know if those little hit animations, like the little sparks coming out of her legs, the streaks, I don't know if they're actually going to be in the game, but it looks pretty cool for the cutscene, I guess. But what stage is this, though? I can't really put my finger on what stage this was, or is this a new stage? I could be wrong. It looked like it could be an old stage that they brought back from Virtua Fighter 5 that they completely revamped, or a new stage. The only stage that I can really think of when I see this is the stage with the raft, but I think that's actually in this game separately. This is one of my favorite Kage throws. It makes no sense that he just allowed him to walk up on the top ropes like that and just flip him over. That was so unnecessary. My boy Lau. Very heavily based Lun-D from Shenmue off of him. God damn, look how much fucking damage. I remember correctly, that throw actually does a lot of damage. Jesus, 25%. Got Pi Chan. She looks really good. Pi looks really good. Look at my boy Go. That character's actually really fucking brolic. You know what I'm wondering? We haven't seen anything about it, but one of my favorite things about Virtua Fighter 5 was the character customization. I wonder if they're going to go out of their way and bring that back. That was awesome. The character customization was awesome in this game. I loved it. Look at that giant swing. He's dead as a motherfucker. Ring outs are a big thing in Virtua Fighter as well. There's that down Ace plus KKKK from Jackie. So that stage, 100%, I'm looking at that. This stage definitely doesn't look bad, but just like, for example, I believe that the last version of the stage, it was actually kind of like rainy, and the floor was like rainy. I love that look, that urban city look with the rain on the ground and things. Not really sure how I'm liking, like for example, if you guys go back and look at Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, the lights in the background had this nice, like kind of like a glistening look to it. They don't have that. I don't know what's up with that. And this is PS4 we're talking about. They can push this shit, you know? Look at Doro. Alright, so it's coming out June 1st of 2021. So make sure you guys are on the lookout for that. There's a couple more things that I want to share with you guys first. So this is actually a guy that I follow that follows me back on Twitter. His name is TZI10 at TZI10. His name is Kostas. I guess he's a Virtua Fighter guy, or he's a big fan of Virtua Fighter. But there's a couple renders that he shared on his Twitter that I wanted to share with you guys. Just showing you guys some of the updated renders for the game that I guess he was able to find. Got Brad Burns there looking pretty sick. Got Go. Like, he's just such, like, an interesting character. Like, I believe he's got a judo fighting style, but, like, he just doesn't look like the kind of guy that would do that. He looks like some kind of, like, whoring type of motherfucker, like a Jin Kazama. But I like his fighting style a lot. That could potentially be a character that I use. Kage. Now, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. That's my boy right there. Like, anyone who knows me knows that I play the ninja in every fighting game. You know I'm going to play with this character. Like, you know that's my guy. Doral. And, like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but when I see Doral, and obviously Doral's been around as long as Virtua Fighter has for the longest time. And I believe this character was the boss character in the very first Virtua Fighter. I could be wrong, but I think so. And I get heavy Alpha 152 vibes from this character. And I want to say that that's probably what they based her just basic design off of. We got Shundi, I believe this character's name is. The old drunken guy. Lion. We got Gene. Now, this is another character that I really do like because he reminds me a lot of Ein because he's got the karate. He's got a lot of charge attacks. I will say that if I remember correctly, his execution's kind of hard. This could be a character that I would end up using. And then we got Vanessa. So this is one of the only characters in the game that I really, honestly, her and Sarah, I do not like their art styles as far as the way they went with their characters. Then this is supposed to be a render. She looks weird, man. And then I believe there's one more page. No, there's a couple more pages. So we got El Blaze. I guess he's a luchador. We got, what's this guy's name? Wolf? I believe his name is Wolf. I forget I think he has a last name as well. Oh, it's actually right there. Wolf Hawkfield. Okay. Then we got Jeffrey right here. This character is just fucking wild. I believe him and this guy are like the two wrestler big type, like big king fucking Gigas type characters of the game. And then you got fucking this guy right here. Like, legitimately, I just get such heavy Gain Ryu vibes from this character. I'm pretty sure, shout out to my boy King J, I'm pretty sure he's going to play with this character. We got Pai Chan. I really love the way Pai Chan looks, for sure. We got Lao Chan here. We got, I forget this character's name, Lei Fei. Like, this character right here, like, this is obviously, like, this is giving me Fang vibes from Tekken. I want to say that they probably have the same fighting style. I think they're just both monks and they be kicking ass and shit, you know? We got, what's this character's name? Eileen. We got Eileen right here. I believe Sonifox, like, I remember seeing gameplay of Sonifox playing Virtua Fighter at a tournament. I believe that he was playing that character. I think that's the character he used. We got Akira right here, which is odd. And you can tell that this is definitely not ripped straight out of the game. That does not look like the Akira in the game. Like, you can just look at the nose alone. Like, that is not how the character looks at all. So, we got Jackie. We got Sarah. She looks a lot better there than she does in-game. They made her hair super blonde, though. And then we have Aoi, or Ao. I don't know how you say her name. Aoi, Ao. But this character's sick. This is actually, a lot of her design reminds me a lot of Tamaki from DOA. There is one more bit of news that I have for you guys, is that Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown is going to be completely free for PlayStation Plus members starting on June 1st, 2021. You got to get it before August 2nd, 2021. So make sure you guys grab this shit. It's going to be completely free to play if you guys have PlayStation Plus. And again, it is a PlayStation 4 exclusive. Now, one thing that I do want to say is a lot of people are pissed that this game is a PlayStation exclusive. A lot of people are like, oh my god, why isn't that on Steam? Why isn't that on Xbox? I don't know the reason for that. I can't give you guys the reasoning for that, but that's what they chose to do. I don't know why. I wouldn't have done that. I definitely think they should have had a Steam port, 100%. Maybe they will in the future. But as of right now, it's only coming out on PS4. But again, you guys can get it for free if you're a PlayStation Plus member starting on June 1st, 2021. One more bit of information that I wanted to share with you guys is I was actually able to get a copy of the game a day early to go ahead and create content and streams for you guys early. So make sure you guys support me in that. Make sure you guys check out the stream, twitch.tv/EmeryReigns. You guys know that I do cross-stream to YouTube as well. I'm going to be doing any kind of story mode or single-player modes that they have, training mode, obviously learning the game. Because again, I'm not a big VF guy, but you guys know that I do learn fighting games fairly well, and I love 3D fighting games, so I'm definitely open to learn a new one. With that said, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you guys again so much for all your support. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video. I'm out of here. Peace.